It's welterweight 2, the rematch. Those are the numbers up on screen. How much of those you can make to make a difference, I don't know. All I know is, I don't think this is going the distance, Chris.
So as Leon Roberts gives the final instructions for what is technically round 1, but really in practice round 3, Will, I am absolutely captivated. For me, this was one of the best fights we've seen in KSW in a couple of years. Anything can happen. It starts on the feet.
So, scheduled for 5 5-minute rounds. It's a championship title bout. Roberto Soldic, who will not want to throw out the big guns too early. He said in pre-fight interview, I really gave everything in the first 2 rounds and I gassed myself out. Du Plessis just stayed composed and hung on in there. Du Plessis having to watch out for that southpaw guard of Soldic. That big left hand that Soldic throws. Soldic will have gone away and done the homework, but the contender now, it's him that has to do all the work. He's got to cover the ground. Du Plessis, confidence, knowing, of course, that he's got that previous win under his belt and he can find the weaknesses in the strategy of Soldic. Soldic changed his game, Chris.
Yeah, he's being very patient here. We saw a lot more pressure from the get-go. The thing is, though, that I like from both guys is that we're seeing some kicks. That's a factor for both men. Dricus needs to punish that really heavy lead leg of Soldic as he tries to sit down on some early power. On the flip side, Soldic has got a great kicking game against Du Plessis that he really didn't get to use a ton in the last fight. So,
see, the difference here in the kick game is when Soldic throws, he opens up, he drops the guard slightly, he doesn't throw the hip behind it. Look how tight Du Plessis is. Everything's constricted in there, constrained. He's as tight as 2 coats of paint and he leaps out. He fights much taller than, he is much taller than he fights. He's so compact here, trying to keep every surface area that could cause him a problem covered up.
Both guys are really big for the welterweight division. It's worth noting that Dricus has knocked out 30 opponents in 33 kickboxing fights, so hence the name Still Knocks. He's comfortable here in the stand-up.
Oh, that was a good, solid connection with the right as well. Soldic not standing there and trading. This is a complete change of strategy. In their first outing, Soldic got it wrong on paper. I mean, I say that. I mean, Soldic nearly, very nearly won that bout. Du Plessis was Lazarus-like to make a comeback. This is where Soldic causes damage. Look at the stand-up here and the power. And look at that big left hand that Soldic throws again, causing all kinds of danger problems for Du Plessis.
It's the rear tools that are scoring here for Soldic. Du Plessis knows this. He was very vocal. He said, look, that's all he's got, but right now it's landing. It's the rear kick that's landing, and it's the rear hand.
And Soldic very much working off the counter. This is new territory for Soldic. It's like turning up at a job for the first day. He really isn't experienced at standing off, but he has to because Du Plessis is so dangerous. And Soldic has to keep the tank full, has to keep cruise control. But left-right, left combination comes forward there. Heavy punches, and Du Plessis replies. Soldic wants to get out there quick.
Du Plessis looking a little more aggressive here now, 3 minutes in. The kicks are working for both guys. It's more of the same so far, but a more measured pace. One of my keys for both of them was to be prepared for a boring first round. And by boring, I mean not quite the firefight we saw last time around in the first frame.
Soldic doing a great job of that low kick. Both legs of Du Plessis are being peppered here. Soldic knows that this is going to work very well. We've not seen any attempt to go to the mat. Good low kick from Du Plessis as well. And he caught Soldic on the way back. But look at the inside thigh muscle and the outside at the back, the hamstring of Du Plessis. It's glowing red. You can only go to the well so many times. He's experienced, he's had punishment there before, but Soldic has a strategy here, and it's different from the last time we saw him.
Dricus is starting to sow a little bit more confusion here with some of the upper body feints and fakes. He was showing the jab, then turned it into a left. Oh, that was a nice left hand.
But we've been here before, and so has Soldic. That man has a chin like granite, but he takes punishment coming in. Has Du Plessis got this wrong, or has Soldic got this so right that Du Plessis' game plan won't work here this time? This could go either way. This is how it was the first time out. But this is the rematch. This is 2, and this is for the title.
This is what we usually see in Dricus fights. He gets hit. He gets hit a lot. He's vulnerable to being hit. Part of that's his style, part of that's his footwork. Maybe that's just his heart.
But he has incredible capacity to take these shots. And I think that's what threw Soldic before. Soldic has never had anyone stand up to him and take those shots before. And you could see the math being worked out in Soldic's brain in the last outing. Why isn't this man going down? Well, they're starting to warm to it. We got 15 seconds on the clock. And these guys are starting to slightly warm up things as we go to the 10-second clapper.
Great round. Soldic has knocked out 11 opponents, finished 12 fights and 13 wins, so, wow.
You know, and Soldic doesn't like it when he gets hit. We go to 2.
Both guys scored at a pretty even pace. I would agree Soldic maybe just edged it, but it was close. The question is, does somebody shift gears and try to change up the rhythm of this fight here?
This is a great strategy from Roberto Soldic right from the get-go here. He's not rushing in, he's working the counter. When he sees an opportunity, he strikes, but he's making Dricus Du Plessis come forward and work on the counter. And that's been a very, very, very good advantage to him in the first. He's still standing off and still peppering the low kick, and you can see the red on the legs of Du Plessis.
A lot of hand tapping there and some hand fighting. You see that a lot in this open stance matchup, Southpaw versus Orthodox. Both guys trying to gauge, and there comes the body kick.
Soldic just trying so hard to hold off, firing in there. Normally he's like a Panzer tank. He just really wants to let the big guns go, but he's holding off and he's using his skills, and that's throwing Du Plessis a curve here. But that's Du Plessis' game. Du Plessis can go the 5 rounds easy here, and he started to pepper his low kick as well. And you can see a bit of bruising on the lead left, lead right leg of Roberto Soldic, and that was nearly a dreadful mistake.
Dricus got clipped, he gets hit again. Soldic looks a little bit more sharp here. This is a similar fight that we saw him use against Mankowski. Very patient.
Mankowski is like an absolute virus. How Soldic got the advantage and worked it to take that win was an incredible, incredible display of skill and patience. But now Soldic has got a little bit of trouble around the right eye. That's starting to glow a little bit red, and that inside right lead leg, you can see there, that's glowing red and blue. I mean, it's like a set of traffic lights there.
And Soldic's corner are actually making sure he keeps composure and keeps patient. They want him to really patiently pick apart Du Plessis because they know that coming in too hard last time got him in trouble. Dricus is getting beat up here a little bit, though.
Yeah, but that was the case for Dricus in the first outing. I mean, he took bigger shots in the first outing and weathered the storm. It was when he took Soldic's back and put that body lock on that was just incredible. And he weighed Soldic down. Well, they're both not rushing in. Oh, but the big hands of Soldic still there. And again, that big left hand, he lands it.
Dricus has got to start moving more. Oh no, that was a slip and he goes for the takedown. Good sprawl from Soldic.
He gets caught there and it goes down and he's got a guillotine on Soldic now. He won't let go of that. Yes, he has. He slipped it. And Soldic searching now to advantage himself.
Dricus was driving him to the fence. Soldic knew that and tried to make sure he snapped him down. He's going to go for that choke. He's got that front headlock position. Might be able to hit the Darce choke here, Will. That grip is deep enough. Du Plessis knows this. Time on the clock on Soldic's side. This would be a huge feather in his cap.
Soldic has it on, lets it go, gives it up, but Du Plessis goes for the shoot. Soldic gets it up to the upright. He had a good position there. I wonder why he gave it up, Chris.
Well, the whole thing was to use that submission for the stand-up. He only wanted out of there. He did not want Dricus to take him down and get underneath his hips. Going for submissions isn't all about finding the tap. It's about gaining and achieving position. In this case, Soldic wanted out.
You know what I'm noticing more and more here about Du Plessis? The right side of Du Plessis, the arm, the ribs, that midsection around the liver is very red and very bruised. He goes for the shoot up to the wire.
Look at the strength of Dricus. I mean, he's had that front leg chewed up and still being able to come in there and just bulldoze his way to the wire. That's tough. He's a tough kid. Got to be one of the tougher guys we've seen in KSW, especially given the firefight he had last time. This is where he got Soldic in some trouble. He was able to take the back up against the cage in his last fight. And that was really where the fight turned around, because once he got on there, then things shifted. The wind shifted.
Yep, last time he got Soldic's back and he hung on and rode that out and gassed Soldic out till he could throw that punch that put him down midway in the second. Well, Soldic defending himself. There's a good knee strike, and Du Plessis goes for the shoot again. How much punishment can Du Plessis take? I mean, it just bounced off of him. He's like a Kevlar kid, isn't he? We've got 9 seconds to go. The 10-second clapper's gone. This is going to be a crucial break in the rounds here for both fighters. How do you score this one?
Well, at this point, I've got Soldic up.
Well, as I say, a crucial break as we go to 3 of 5 in this welterweight title bout here at KSW 45 in Wembley. What a night it is. What matchups we've had. And thank you for joining us online, everybody listening at home. I'm Sensei Will Vanders. I'm joined ringside, of course, by the guru, Mr. Chris Hoekstra, and we are calling the shots, telling you what's what. Well, this is a matchup gone to the 3rd round between Roberto Soldic and Dricus Du Plessis. Soldic of Croatia, Du Plessis of South Africa. They've met before, and it was Du Plessis that won. He is the champion. Soldic is now the contender. But just look at where these boys are prepared to go to get a win.
Smart moves from Soldic. He threw the kick and then followed up with the left. He's changing the things up a little bit. Part of striking is reading what your opponent is doing, either throwing before he does it, at the same time, or after. And Soldic knew that Du Plessis was going to drop his hand or try to come in for a counter with his right. He beat him with the left and led with the kick to do so.
You know, it's incredibly impressive to see a fighter change so much in one fight. Soldic has completely changed his game. He's really harnessed that power. He really has. It's almost like he's discovered the secret of fire, you know? He's harnessed that power. He knows he's got it. He knows he can do it. But it's only successful when you can use it at the right time. And that's what Soldic has tried to do here. Bit of blood from the right eye of Du Plessis, but it's Du Plessis that's pressing forward now. It's Du Plessis that's the aggressor against Soldic. Who would have thought?
The thing for me is Soldic hasn't really changed the deck. He's got the same cards, he's just shuffled it and deployed it differently.
Well, that rocked the house! That was a big shot there from Soldic. Du Plessis hits the wire, comes back down, and there's the choke.
He's got that choke, but I don't think he's gonna go for it. It's not quite deep enough. He'll post on the head, turn him away, and go right back to the body.
He's gonna try and finish it with the hands and kicks. Well, Soldic just biding his time, waiting to land the dangerous shots, and he's firing them in now, and Du Plessis in trouble, up against the wire. Soldic now, if he keeps his composure and keeps putting those shots in, will do very well here. Big left hand from Soldic. Du Plessis in all kinds of trouble, but he's been here before, and he's been here earlier in the round. Standing off Soldic, just waiting to opportune himself. That big left hand. Oh, and that was a left hook that finished everything. It's all over. It's a knockdown. Roberto Soldic wins the crown. Dricus Du Plessis absolutely taken out. Whoa! That shot had more power than Mexico. That was meaner than a scorpion. Oh, Roberto Soldic comes of age. And Dricus Du Plessis, well, after such a game outing last time, this volume has taken a different turn. Because Du Plessis kissed canvas, and we have a new world champion.
Szanowni Państwo, walka o pas skończyła się w rundzie trzeciej po 2 minutach i 33 sekundach. Ladies and gentlemen,